I'm kind of excited. Static. One time I've seen how cool. Since he's here, he's probably done everything. First question.
You have to go through this.
Yeah, and he's a software basically. So the main is that everybody can just yeah, this well, maybe he looks at 8451. He also, looks at I think April must be like a collection of figures, and I think it's mostly data collecting. Like for example, like if a customer buys for this product, I couldn't figure it out. The main jobs I hear around here is CBM, I don't really want to go into that. So I screwed that whole 15 minutes. I screwed the whole. Also screwed up. All the this guy has got. This guy's just except you don't have to deal with the customers. You actually deal with the lambda is and it's mainly some of them don't have like a problem and everything else. Also, you can solve another one like they know the rules there. I think you probably know more than it's definitely 0. All right, thanks Eric for showing up. If you're here now, we're still going through some normal technical stuff. But in the meantime, we'll be attendance form with you here, and we'll also start with the food. Yeah, food talks for this week. There's items in the back as well. We're doing like veggie and meat sandwiches. So you can call them if you want. Those are tricky. I bought a mouse because I bought a laptop with a load and they gave me like credits, like 10% or something, so I have like $100 credit. And if I want $1,000, it's in my bag. I don't think I can use it. It's just not very good. And the only reason why I just like using this attention is just to make gestures you can slide with fingers and do this with the chest top. I just got too used to that, so it's about kind of I'm definitely used to it. I have a computer at home, like a desktop, where I have that screen out. But just I might just work on yeah, what's your recording?
Or like one question.
I can send it out. Kind of like no choice that I can't really much. It's kind of like a second thing I have a little once again, thanks for coming out. We're pretty much get started here now. So I just keep hope you're enjoying the new jobs. The one is kind of bad day though, but take that flavor sandwiches, get your on sevens, they're right there for you. But yeah, I'll go through our quick intro slides always, and then I do guys like the speaker. So as always, I'm going to be new here to ACM for your first meeting. We are ACM at UC. It's the student chapter of the Association for Computing Machinery. We're the computer science and programming community at UC, pretty much, all the tech enthusiasts, all good stuff. We want to build a group of students who are built around a common interest in computers, technology, and software. And they set pretty much all majors, so like all of you adults and tech guys. Then as for our mission, we want to encourage professionalism among tech enthusiasts and a collaborative fashion that facilitates learning beyond the scope of classrooms to develop innovative and exclusive ideas. And today, I hope you all learn a lot about big data engineering, to be really fun time today. After what do we do? Besides guest speakers like right now, we have Revolution UC. It's our flagship hackathon, happens in February. Look forward to that. It'll be a super great time. There's both socials like one we have tomorrow for bowling, like review sessions. It was a good services to our community, like having a Discord, and we record all our meeting minutes and put those to our archive. As for membership requirements, there's nothing super formal. You need to attend 2 meetings and develop a attendance form, which was the beginning of the end, and that's it. You don't need to pay any fees. You'll be considered a member of ACM, and you'll be eligible to vote in our elections at the very end of the year. At ACM, calls on the code of conduct. We're dedicated to a harassment-free experience for everyone. And our anti-harassment policy can be found at our website at acm.uc.org/conduct. We also follow the UC code of conduct. So, be respectful, be cool, don't be fooling anyone. We also have a Discord. It's the best way to connect anyone else in ACM or people who are interested in tech at UC. Like your code right there, will take you to our Discord if you want to join more. We have a bunch of cool channels you can interact with. You have introductions, in general, all the good stuff. Discord and super accessible via the desktop and the mobile app. Our code of conduct will still apply, so please be respectful while you use the Discord. Scan that. All right. And we have some other resources as well for ACM. We have our archive at acm.org/archive. Our meeting minutes get posted there. So if you're missing a meeting, you can look at that, and I'll have a link right to our YouTube channel where they recorded. Also, our campus link. At that link, you can join that campus link. That's how you get to our listserv. That's how you send the emails you send out. So about meetings like this one, or social hackathons, all the things going on at ACM. Yes, on our YouTube channel, it's ACM.UC. You can subscribe to us. You'll always upload our meetings to that channel, so you can enjoy this one. Just watch it on there. And with that, I'll hand it off to our guest speaker about data engineering with a software engineer at A1. And here's Luca. All right.
Awesome. Sweet. All right. Hello. Thanks for having me. Let me introduce myself. Who am I? My name is William Krupp. Call me Bill. I am a software engineer at A451. Been there for 2.5 years, working full time after I graduated. And I am alumni of Savvy, class 2021, and former member of ACM at UC, and the organizer of Publishing. So, there's my email if you ever want to contact me. I'm also on LinkedIn, so feel free to connect with me there as well. Today, I'm going to be covering several different topics. We'll be talking about data. Big data. Data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Data analytics, data science is pretty much the same thing, but it looks kind of cool like that. Before I get to all those topics, I want to ask questions. Has anyone here been to like a recruitment meeting, information meeting with A451 before? Yeah. All right. If you haven't, that's good. If you have, I'm sorry, half this presentation is going to be a repeat. So I'm going to talk about the company, A451, what we do. I'm going to talk about some interesting projects that A451 has done for the Pro company. I'm going to talk about what it's like to be a data engineer on a day-to-day basis, what sort of tech stacks we use. I'll talk about how I got the job there, and the concepts that you need to know if you're interested in data engineering. So, A451, what is this company? Has anyone actually heard of this before, this company? Yes, yeah, everyone. Yeah, so a big company in Cincinnati, and focus on retail data science, insights, and media. Media is the industry term for advertising. So, if you're not interested in that, there's plenty of other stuff to do at A451. So, we help Pro company and consumer packaging companies, agencies, publishers, affiliate partners with company strategy when it comes to getting their brands in front of consumers. And we do that through a variety of methods using data science and analytics. We have tons of data. It's all first-party data that comes from Kroger, and it captures every other household roughly in the United States. And that's just because of where Kroger stores are. Field transactions, you capture credit card payment data, capture coupon data, and we build insights on top of all of this data, which is, I think it's nearly 35 petabytes of data, and we deliver it through 3 main parts of the business. That's the insights part of the business, loyalty marketing, and then the retail media part of the company, which is called Kroger Precision Marketing. The name, it's just a longitude of where the building was built. The longitude is actually negative 8451, and 8451 is like the downtown area, so it's not the exact spot of the building. But it's a cool name, and we like to say that it represents the way that we look at data, long-term view, looking at how customer behavior changes over time and how we can understand that and help companies get their brands in front of consumers. We have headquarters in Cincinnati and Chicago, but we also have tons of remote workers. My coworkers, they're in Florida, California, South Carolina. So if you're not in Cincinnati, Florida, Chicago, there's still plenty of opportunity through the remote positions that we have. There's some more information about the offices. We've got a huge wall there. But yeah, I work from them. So here's the relationship between Kroger company and our company. Kroger is like an umbrella, and under Kroger there are a bunch of different store brands. So if you go around the country, you won't see Kroger stores. You might see Ralph's, Fred Meyer, Smith's, Rulers, and Ariana's, other brands like that. But the thing that they all have in common is they share a loyalty program. You go in, you purchase stuff at Kroger, you use your loyalty card, and that data that you capture through that flows all the way through Kroger to 8451. And you see those are the three parts of the business down below: insights, loyalty marketing, and the advertising business. So we're a wholly owned subsidiary of Kroger. The business is, I think, only 9 years old, and we're still growing. So there's some fun stats. So again, 1 in every 2 U.S. households are Kroger shoppers at least once per year. I think that's what that means. So that's about 60 million households. We have 2,800 stores in 35 states, and we are a top 10 U.S. e-commerce company. Through pickup and delivery, people are shopping online and doing so huge volume. So that represents an area of business that 8451 is very much interested in. So there's some stats over here on the right. I like the 70% stat. 70% of Kroger shoppers are ages 25 through 64. It's kind of a silly stat because the majority of shoppers are in the majority of ages that exist. So, yeah, so here at Kroger, those are the states that we're in, and 6 million households annually. Those are some of the brands that Kroger is known under in other places. These are some of the companies that sell inside Kroger stores. Land O'Lakes butter, everyone's favorite. Unilever, Hershey, Bob Evans, all kinds of stuff. They're all customers of 8451. They all utilize the insights platform that we built to figure out trends in the market, figure out how they can better deliver promotions and coupons to consumers. So yeah, that's some of those brands. We like to say we have this difference versus other media companies, other data science companies, is that with our value exchange in the customer relationship. Customers opt in to the loyalty program, and in return, they're getting savings and rewards, and those are personalized to their shopping behavior, their shopping habits, and that's achieved through data science. How does 8451 influence the Kroger ecosystem? The first one is customer strategy. So through our business, we help brands figure out how they get their products in front of the shoppers that will have a higher likelihood of wanting to purchase those products. Assortment and cultural relevance is hugely important. We help stores, Kroger stores, figure out what brands and what items to carry in order to help them get the most sales. Store formats and site location, that's hugely important. Data scientists work to population data, traffic data. They work with all kinds of geo data to figure out where to put a Kroger store. They look at GDP of individual areas and figure out what sort of strategy to go with when it comes to marketing their stores. Cross-selling services is another thing that we help with. So if we know that a Kroger customer might buy some pharmacy items, maybe Advil, maybe they might have prescriptions, so we'll send them an offer to switch their pharmacy from where Kroger is to the Kroger pharmacy. Price optimization is a huge thing that 8451 does for Kroger. Lowering, raising prices based on economic data, sales trends. Data science that we produce also comes into play when we are sending out coupons in the mail. So relevant communication, making sure coupons and offers get in front of people that are going to want them. We're not going to send a coupon for T-bone steaks to someone that we can infer is a vegetarian. So that's usually important. But there's more specific cases of something like that data scientists work on. And reward programs, so we help design reward programs for different brands and help different companies maximize the return on investment opposed to how much money they put into promotions. Our function, so this is sort of how the company is set up internally. Consulting is at the top, and all consulting is supported by data science. And that data science is delivered at scale through engineering, and it's delivered in a way that is user-friendly through product and design function. So product and design, they're looking at front ends, they're looking at user experience, and that all hinges on the data that we have. So we do recruit for all of these consulting, data science, engineering, and product design. Consultants, these are people who are working directly with brands like Lay's or Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or whatever, and coming up with strategies for promotions, war programs, things like that. Data scientists, that's exactly what it sounds like. They're coming up with algorithms to help people, or mostly consultants, and coming up with. We have a self-serve insights platform, and a lot of data scientists will work on that as well, coming up with algorithms that can help figure out, is a particular ad campaign going well? Is a coupon actually having a difference in how many sales that brand is doing? So that's what data science does. They come up with these solutions. Engineering, a lot of what software engineering is at 8451 is creating platforms to scale out the data science and either working on front ends, back ends, data pipelines. Product and design. This is front end, mostly UI design. We have an internal design library with input components, and the product design teams are working on coming up with better UI paths for users, user experience, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to talk about some projects that 8451 has worked on recently that might be interesting to someone who wants to get into data science. These are just examples of problems that I haven't looked at and solved. So this problem, this was an issue where Kroger wanted to know what sort of shoppers were buying gift cards. Was it grandparents buying these gifts for children? Or was it children buying them to their parents, people buying them to themselves? We wanted to understand what groups of people were buying these things. So data scientists, when we look at transactional data that we have, And we're able to look at purchasing behavior for gift cards. And based on that purchasing behavior, they were able to derive types of shoppers. And so they came up with these groupings, created a database of these groupings, and made that available for analysts and consultants to derive insights out of that, so they could better market these gift cards in store and through offers online. Another example of a data science project was a pharmacy incentive. So trying to get shoppers to switch from their current pharmacy to a new pharmacy, to the Kroger pharmacy. They did this, they used a string rate boosting tree model. They developed this and plugged in some information from shoppers and came up with likelihoods, or predicted how likely these shoppers would switch from their current pharmacy to Kroger pharmacy. And what they found was that when they sent out mailers with the offer to people's houses in the mail, that the households that they had picked from this tree model were 77% more likely to actually switch from their current pharmacy to the new pharmacy. And then this actually got productionalized and can be used in a reusable fashion. So if they ever want to run this promotion again, and we can use it. Let's see. This is another personalizing digital coupons. Yeah. So there's a free Friday coupon for certain segments of shoppers. These are typically really loyal shoppers, and so we get an extra reward for being, shopping so often at a Kroger store. And they basically, what the data scientists and what they normally did was they would do A/B testing with these offers. They would have a control group and then change the offer for another group, and then get the results, send out surveys and results from those surveys. How did you like this offer? Was it better than last? Stuff like that. And so what they did they did a lot of work to automate this process so that they could save 60% of their time on doing these sort of surveys instead of doing other data science initiatives. So there's a cross-functional effort between data science and engineering to get stuff like this productionalized, especially if it's, you're doing this for 2,800 stores and 60 million households. Really to enterprise at a scale. Software engineering. So this is not a really good slide for helping with this, but we have an insight software called Stratum. So companies like Lay's, Pepsi, Coke, Nestle, they can subscribe to this software and get information about how their products perform in the market. And it's got Angular front end, Spring Boot back end. It utilizes tons of data. And this is one of the major things that the company works on. And this is a huge effort between data scientists who are coming up with algorithms to deliver insights on top of the data that we get from Kroger stores, as well as engineers who want to scale this to make it as performant as possible. So this is another thing that P1 helped build Kroger up. It's an app that allows you to look at what you purchased, and it will give you a wellness score based on how healthy the things that you purchased were. You can that scores based on nutritional value or intake, things like that. What we do with this is look at alternatives that might be healthier. You click on one of the items in your basket that will give you alternatives for higher scores. So if you want to substitute one of these items for a future trip, you can. And this application uses natural language processing to look at ingredients in product descriptions. There's a lot of data engineering that goes on behind the scenes to create the databases that this data is stored in, and create the pipelines that calculate these wellness scores. This is one of the examples of something that 8451 does in production program. This slide goes over some descriptions of the sort of people that work on this. They're insight specialists, these are data scientists who are looking at the data as the source data. They're looking at the source data, looking at how good of data it is. You can't build good analytical solutions on top of that data. So you always have to start with good data. And the insight specialist is also looking at, can we change consumer behavior with something like this? When that consumer behavior does change, when we measure it, how do we measure it? And this is looking, when you're measuring consumer behavior, looking at transaction data from point of sale systems, and you're looking at what people are buying, how people are changing their habits based on their usage of a product like this. Also under this team were physical learning specialists. These people are experts in statistics, natural language processing, machine learning. This project uses a lot of natural language processing. Product data is usually messy. Product data doesn't come directly from Kroger. It will ultimately come from the manufacturer. You got a box of mac and cheese. You have to ask whoever makes that mac and cheese for the data that's the data that's been printed on the back of the box, right? And they can give it to you in any way they want. There are some standards, but not everyone has to follow those standards. So we'll use stuff like natural language processing to look at text descriptions, maybe 20,000 text descriptions, and that algorithm will pull out ingredients from that text description that will find information about whether this is a gluten-free product, is it vegan or vegetarian product, does it make nuts, is there dairy in it, and this is hugely important when you are recommending items to consumers. If you recommend an item to someone and they buy it, and you tell them it doesn't have nuts in it, and they get sick with it. That's not very good. So a lot of effort goes into making sure that these models are doing things correctly in a robust manner. Technology specialist. I think a data scientist probably wrote this slide, because that just means data engineer. Ingesting data, creating engineering pipelines that will capture data from Kroger, put it into a database in a format that can be used by an application like this. That's really what data engineering does. Storing products, really that's building out the technology, the infrastructure to scale the sorting algorithm. There's a lot of engineering that goes into something like that. And then sending the data to the app, that's back-end API work. And that's, again, in software engineering. This is another thing that 8451 worked on with Kroger. I just want to point out the front ends for these products. I'm pretty sure these are Kroger design front ends, not 8451 design front ends. The front end that we designed for web application is much better than this. This is just,
Just say that.
Yeah, so this is a product recommendation that was built into the website in the app, and this uses this is a new to you application that recommends items based on what are your favorite items. What do you buy a lot of, and would you be interested in trying something that would complement it? So that's what this application is. It's a new to you application. And again, this is front-end engineering, back-end engineering, data science, recommendation algorithms, and shopping behavior analysis. We also have worked on ingredient suggestions for recipes on the Kroger website and app. Again, lots of natural language processing, looking at recipes, pulling up the ingredients for those recipes, matching those ingredients against products that are in the Kroger database, and matching those against products that are in specific Kroger stores wherever the consumer is located. So there's a lot of data engineering, building pipelines that move data around, comparing data, scaling out data science applications to create a cohesive experience for the user. In this case, you'll get recommended ingredients for a recipe, but you'll also get an alternative. If you don't like whatever the top recommendation was, you're going to stop with it and browse the alternative. And it makes it super easy for consumers to add things to their cart, make a delivery order or a pickup order, and get the stuff to the door very quickly. All right, so that's all the stuff about 8451 I wanted to show off. Some of the cool projects. Actually, another cool project that I think was within this year that they completed, there were some data scientists were looking at maximizing Kroger delivery orders and how the delivery order works is you put the delivery or the pickup order. These are the pickup orders. When you create a pickup order, you select the items, put them into your basket, check out, and you choose a Kroger store that you're going to go pick them up at. The Kroger store gets the order. They assign an associate to go around the store and gather items up for all the orders. And the application that the scientists were trying to come up with was a shortest path algorithm for multiple shopping orders. So you have an associate going down the aisles, and before they would just go back and forth through every aisle and find the items that they needed. And then what we had done is built out an application where they can get something on their device they have with them that shows them the orders and whatever that they need to pick off the shelf and put into the baskets. They now have a path, the shortest path for all those ingredients, so they can deliver those, get those ingredients picked out, those items off the shelf as fast as possible. They don't have to go up and down the same aisle multiple times. They now just have a single path. Keep them around through the store, and that saves lots of time. And we can now get through way more pickup orders than what they would do before. All right. So I just want to talk about how I got to 8451. I'd done 3 co-ops in Cincinnati by the time my 4th co-op came around. I had applied to 8451, and I eventually got the position. But before that, I had multiple touch points. Sort of strategy. I had multiple touch points with 8451 before that. So, my freshman year, I met an engineer from 8451 at an event like this, where they came to a guest speaker. They were talking about what 8451 does, and they were an event sponsor at Revolution DC. So I was able to meet with some more people and talk to more people, get my resume out to other engineers, learn about what they did, applied multiple times. That's also a strategy. And then eventually, after a couple of years, ended up at 8451 for my fourth co-op, and I did a co-op there as well. The day-to-day for data engineer at 8451, we talked about my current team. I'm on a team called Customer Sales Data Product Team. We are 7 engineers, 2 data scientists, and 2 product owners. Product owners in this context is people truly familiar with data. And they work there. When you think of product owners in engineering companies, a lot of places will assign them an entire application product. In the case of data, their product that they're the owners of is the data that we are producing on our team. So the data set that we produce is the analytical core data set. This is the main data set of data scientists and data science applications that are in production and utilize. There are some cases where this isn't the main data set. But what this is transaction data from all of Kroger stores, 2,800 stores. It comes from the point of sale systems. So when you're at the self-checkout and you're scanning through the items in your basket, that data eventually gets through Kroger to us, where we make it all nice and pretty, package it up, clean up anything that you wrong with the data. A lot of times these systems have dependency built in, so they will send data twice over the network, and somewhere along the line we might get duplicate data that we have to clean out. But we get about 60 million scans, item scans per day. That includes coupons, that includes cancellations, coupons, refunds, things like that. An average of 8 items per basket, and it has an average of 7.1 million baskets per day. So a lot of data. Like I said, I think we have across all of our data assets like 35 petabytes, I think, or 3.5, I don't know. It's petabytes of data. The daily work that the data engineer does, lots of technical design. When working with like millions of rows of data coming through every day, it can be really careful about how you transform that data. You get one thing wrong, and suddenly, 60 million rows of data are being utilized in an application that's being used by downstream clients like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like Lay's. But we don't want to deliver analytics on top of that data, because that leads eventually to consultants with bad insights giving bad advice to their clients. So, technical design, there's a lot of that that's upfront, and that's working with product team, your product owners, and data scientists to make sure everything is good, all the data is good. Building ETL pipelines. ETL stands for extract, transform, load. It's the basics of what a data engineer will do. Extract, that means read, retrieve, transform, cleaning up data, or maybe you're applying algorithms on top of the data to provide different data. And then load just means writing the data out to a location that can be used by downstream systems, by data scientists who are downstream who are going to be using this data. Talk about ETL pipelines. It's more like ETDQLM pipeline. What that means, extract, transform, DQ stands for data quality, and then load, and then M for migrate. Data quality is huge. When we write a data quality check It's basically its own program that runs on top of the data, that looks at trends in the data. Maybe we'll set an upper bound and a lower bound for an average. Say we get 60 million rows of data every day. Maybe we're allowed to fluctuate between plus or minus 5%, and we'll write a check for that. In some cases, it's not a big deal if the data fluctuates 5% in one way or another. But maybe it's a big deal if it fluctuates 10%. So we can write another data quality check. 1 or 5% change that sends out a warning. Hey, data is looking kind of odd. Check it out. And then we can write another data quality check that will check for the 10% change, positive or negative. And we can say, all right, stop the pipeline, send out an error, get me on support, on-call support person to look at this because something's wrong with data. And when that happens, that's usually just means the broker did something wrong, sent us the wrong data. Usually it's not that big deal. Have them resend the data, and usually it's fine. And migrate. We primarily work in Azure, Microsoft Azure Cloud. However, we do have on-premise data center, and we have to migrate our data there. We also have some other platforms where we need to migrate our data to. So we'll be writing programs for doing that migration or utilizing software that another internal team has already built out for doing migration. So the ETL pipelines, what that results in is data sets, new data sets that we build. Our main one is the customer transactions. We've recently got Instacart. You can do Instacart. It's sort of like the grocery delivery plus Uber, the Uber of grocery delivery, right? And they're a company that operates multiple places, but they've started allowing users to put in their Kroger loyalty. So they now capture what Instacart shoppers are looking at and buying. So that's another data set that we created is the Instacart data set. So we can get transactions with Instacart, see what people are buying through that, we can analyze what sort of behavior causes someone to want to use Instacart versus Kroger delivery or pickup. Sometimes it's just availability. Maybe they don't have Kroger delivery pickup. Maybe it's because Kroger delivery is slow, and Instacart is just faster. So there's lots of potential for building analytical solutions on top of that and looking at analytics like that. Another part of the daily work is just migrating to newer, faster, and more robust tech stacks. And the tech stacks that we're using right now, Azure Cloud, Databricks, Spark, Python, also doing some of the Apache Airflow, we're moving away from that. In Azure, what the pipelines will look like is there's a tool in Microsoft Azure Cloud called Azure Data Factory. And this is how we build our data pipelines. Data engineers will come in here and create pipelines. We'll have inputs, we'll call code that's running in Databricks. I'll talk about Databricks in a second. But this is just orchestration software. It allows you to define relationships between programs that transform data. You need to run analytics. You can tell it to what order you need to run those analytics in. And you can output data and create data sets with this. So I mentioned Databricks. Databricks is the main processing engine that we use. Databricks is a cloud platform that's built on top of Spark. And Spark is a big data processing framework. So Databricks was started by the people who created the Spark framework, and it It's basically just enterprise level features on top of big data processing framework. What it is you can create compute clusters, you can select how much compute power you need to run like machine learning model or something like that. And you can define what your inputs are. You can load tons of data into it, process it in a very large scale. So Databricks is built on top of Spark. Spark is a large big data processing framework. We recommend if you were looking into data science or data engineering, to definitely learn Spark, the PySpark library. Most places are utilizing PySpark. So PySpark, you can use it in a variety of languages, Python, SQL, Scala, Java, R. And the way it works is whatever language you write it in, there will be a library that you can use with it. And when it compiles down, it compiles into basically an intermediate representation of the program. That's why it works across languages. Whatever language you write it in, it actually gets translated into a format that the Spark engine can understand. And Spark engine will look at that program you wrote, will look at the data that you want to process, and it will divide that data up across a bunch of worker machines. And it will process that all parallelly and extremely fast rate. These are some of the features of Spark. I highly recommend it. If you check it out, if you're interested in data science and data engineering. Airflow, this is another orchestration tool. What it is allows you to find tasks, and these tasks are basically other programs, and you can run them. In our case, we are running a lot of data processing pipeline or data processing tasks. So each one of those individual things up there in this graph are their basically their own programs, their own inputs, and bringing up the data. All right, so that's the majority of the tech stack that we use. There's other tools, but I want to talk about our university programs now. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, we have a co-op program. It's 15 to 17 weeks. The opportunity is in Cincinnati and Chicago. This flies from, but it's Cincinnati and Chicago. If you ever want to live in Chicago. If you join the co-op program, you'll be in a cohort of other co-ops. Because it's an opportunity to network with them, mentors as well. The co-op program is for engineering, data science, product and design, I think consulting as well, and some other areas of the business. If you are graduating soon or have graduated and are looking for a position, we have a development program. This is an 8 to 12 week program, depending on if you're in the data science or engineering departments, where you will basically half that time will be training in Steve, and the other half, at least in engineering, is a rotation between several teams, and you'll sort of find a spot that you want to of the engineering part of the business that appeals to you. And after that 12 weeks, you'll be in that position full time, whichever one. It's a combination of your choices and sort of the needs of the business. So you'll be able to rate, what was your favorite part of that rotation? What was your favorite team? Some of the benefits, pretty good benefits for the graduate program, development program. If you're interested in applying, here's the link, acorn.com/careers. We'll get you to the page and then /career paths. You can apply now. I think the recruitment window is wrapping up soon. We've seen the November on here. And if you don't hear back, recommend also applying in January. If you're interested in position and you didn't hear about it, check back in January. Anything that goes on, they'll be posted again. Yeah, I think that's the end of the presentation. If you've got questions, go ahead and ask them. Otherwise, I'll be up here. Come talk to me if you like. Thank you.
Closing slides, and then we'll have the meeting, and then afterwards, go and ask Willie to enter it, respond to anything you have. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm not going to be attendance if you haven't already at the beginning of the meeting. But ask us for our upcoming meetings. Our direct next meeting will be Thursday, August 2nd at 6 p.m. And we'll be having a professor, Danny Wu, to like talk on medical informatics and some of the issues going on. So if you're kind of interested in how like the medical field intersects with technology, then that'd be a really good talk to go to. And then meeting after that one, we have Jim Foley to Great American Insurance, so we'll be talking about creating central repositories of knowledge. So if you're interested in, knowledge, make it go away. And then our very last meeting for the semester on November 30th. I'll get to determine that we'll be looking for one meeting, so I think it'll be a hand in hand as well. And yeah. So I have some different organizations, they're all on campus, they all do really cool meetings as well. We have IEEE, there's NW, SAMS, Book Club, ITSA, all tech related, all super fun. And with that, thanks for coming to the meeting, guys. We sell out more DBGons if you want it, and fill the attendance out. Thank you.